the right link in my. Okay, good. So we're live, and we're playing some VX Dungeons and Dragons today. This is going to be the proving. So we've got two humans. They've come to seek help from the Dwarven stronghold here, and get some information. There's going to be a major cataclysm associated with the sages, and they need to unite all the races, essentially. So your mission is to come here as emissaries to get the dwarves to kind of join up. And what they've told you is that only members of the Dwarven clan can have access to the information and what you need to move forward. But you can become a member of the clan by doing what they call the foraging. So essentially, you are standing on the outside of a temple. You're on the side of large stairs going up into a temple, and in front of you is an old dwarf, and he tells you to go up the stairs, and you'll be greeted by the scholar who will lead you through your path. And if in the end you come out alive, you will be part of the clan and forever have access to the information, the magics needed to hopefully prevent this cataclysm. So let's just do quick character introductions. I'll start with my left, so Crystal. And if you can write your character's name and AC on the when you get a chance.
Right.
In class.
I feel like, did they update Google or something? I feel like things are off for some reason. But either way, I'm playing a cleric named Olympia. She's fairly skinny for a cleric. She has much mass about her. But other than that, she seems fairly normal. She wears branded metal armor and a shield, and on the shield it contains her deity's emblem, Ikana, the goddess of life.
Very good. And with you, your companion, Tony?
Walking up the steps next to this cleric is a rather diminutive, tiny human female that stands about 5'3" and probably weighs about 110 pounds with this long, flowing, dark brown hair. And she goes up the steps very quietly and very softly, wearing a long, flowing red robe. And she looks over towards the cleric and she goes, "Hello, I am Lady Tiberius Talonbank, the only child of Lord Haston Talonbank. I hope that we are able to accomplish what the dwarves want us to do. The magics that we can find should benefit both of us tremendously." And she continues up the steps.
Nice. So you're...
Yes. I agree. I don't know much about noble families, I'll admit. I've been raised in the Temple of Ikana my entire life, but yes, I as well hope that we can help these people, for that would be what Ikana would want me to do.
Cool. So he steps to the side, this ancient dwarf, and beckons you to go up these stairs. There are marble stairs. They go up over 100 feet, and you can see the large entrance to the temple with huge, beautiful columns, up the stairs, basically. I'm assuming you're up the stairs.
Yeah, I'll grab my shield and start heading up there first. Have my club hanging from my side.
Okay. So you walk up again about 100 feet up these like beautiful marble stairs, and when you get to the top, You see this large entrance. Even though dwarves are short in stature, they build big things. So this entryway is like about 30 feet wide, and over 50 feet tall. And you see these columns. And actually, now that you went up the stairs, you see stairs going down into a large hall. And you see down there, currently, just as you crest the top of the stairs and you're looking down, you see or just some movement of people moving away from kind of your vision, and you see just standing there a singular dwarf. He's in long red robes, and he's just standing in this empty hallway.
I believe this is probably who we need to speak with, as Lady Tiberius slowly moves down the steps.
Okay.
Yes, seems to be. I'll call out to him. Hello there.
Okay, so when you get down, you go from the top of the stairs. You're calling down to
him. Well, as I go down the stairs, I'll call out.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm not gonna shout.
He seems like he's lost in thought until your feet hit the ground at the bottom, and when they do, he lifts his head up and he looks at you and he says, do you speak Dwarven?
Do I? Nope, I speak common and awful.
You do? Okay. He starts to speak to you in Dwarven, and he says, You are outsiders, strangers to our custom, but I am told to escort you through the forging process. All in our clan, both men and women, when they come of age, must go through this process to become one with us.
When I hear him speak to us in Dwarvish, I look towards my companion, and then I look back towards him and start answering him in Dwarf also. And yes, it is very, very wonderful that you have invited us here. I don't believe my companion speaks the language, but I can relay what you're saying to her. We will do whatever is necessary to learn and gain this knowledge that you have to share.
He kind of nods, and then he says, he switches to common, and he says, welcome. And he doesn't do the whole summary again. He just says, welcome to your character crystal. Please write your character's name on the thing so I can remember your character's name. He says, you will become one with us when you complete the task ahead. But I warn you, you can bring nothing with you. The strength of your body is all you will need. Everything else is a crutch. You must face your fears. Come to understand your weakness. Cleanse your body and pray for strength. Then you will stand among your kin and speak as one, so that you may bear the weight of the mountain and lift it high. Then you will face the ocean and be forged. Only then can you drink the blood of the mountain. And he kind of drops his head down. He starts looking at the ground again.
You say we can take nothing with us, so we must leave our weapons here?
That's correct. He says, then he you didn't even see these guys. All of a sudden, from the sides of the room, two more dwarves that look younger in robes also come out, and they kind of are beckoning for your stuff. They want you to. He says, you must enter the hall with only your body.
No clothes of any kind?
No clothes of any kind.
Okay, well, I've done something like this in Temple before, so sure. I'll begin taking off my my branded armor.
Lady Tiberius softly hands over her staff, and and her belt pouches, and she begins to take her robe off, and under that is this reddish dress that is covering her, and she looks and she says, "This too?"
He nods.
She hesitates more than what would be normal, and she slowly unbuttons it, and her face begins to turn just a mild shade of red as she does so, and she doesn't say anything else to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you notice that like while you're undressing and stuff, they're not like watching you. They're kind of like looking at the ground. And when you're done, the two acolytes take from you your stuff, and then he looks at you for a second and he says, "Go past me into the entrance hall, and I will see you soon." And you can see, so you're in this like large hall with a lot of pillars and stuff, and you're just going, basically it's running east-west. You came in from the east. If you were to continue to the west, is a huge like long corridor going down. You see sconces all up and all down it with torches, and it's well lit. Moving forward, at least 500-600 feet in front of you. And then you
Lady Tiberius, she starts taking off at just almost a jog, more than a walk, a fast walk, as she goes towards where he instructed her to. She just goes in front of Olympia.
Cool. All right, you're following Olympia, or no?
Yeah, I'm more of at a normal pace. I've done things like this in temple before, so. And my goddess says that the body is a beautiful thing, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. So,
yeah. So when you'll reach the kind of this octagon-shaped room. Lady Tiberius will arrive first, and in this room you see another dwarf dressed in red robes, and he's actually holding. He has his hands out in front of him, and over like each arm, he has a robe, and he basically presents you with a red robe to put on.
And seeing that it is red, much like what she is used to and wears most of the time, of the red being from her family house, she grabs it as soon as she can and starts putting it on, and probably has most of it on before Olympia catches up with her.
Yeah, so when you get there, Olympia, he hands you the robe as well, and you notice that they're nice, like heavy red robes, and they're stitched with some dwarven runes. And since you speak dwarves, you will just recognize them as kind of like standard kind of dwarven prayers, on the runes. They're like kind of religious robes, basically.
And I notice Olympia probably looking at these ruins, trying to figure out what they mean. And I look towards her and I go, "These are holy symbols and holy words of the dwarves. They are probably something you would be interested in. I cannot give you the exact wordings of what they say, but it's definitely something good."
and I put my robe on, and I'm kind of looking over these runes. I'm like, oh yeah, that's really nice. Like maybe I can give this idea to my temple when I go back and put these prayers inside of our robes like this for protection.
Okay. So once you're dressed, he looks at you and he says, "You may now enter the temple proper." And you look past him and you see there's large doors, double doors in front of you, and there's actually two dwarves also dressed in robes kind of standing at the doors. And when he says that, they open the doors. It swings open, and you can walk through if you'd like.
Yeah, most definitely.
I'll lead the way.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could even walk side by side. This is something like a 30-foot wide door. It's huge. So you step into this room, which is something like 400, 500 feet wide by about 300 or so deep. So it's a big room. And in the room, you see actually two large like pools. They've got a 2-foot tall kind of wall around it, almost like a fountain would have. And you can see that they're full of water. And the first one that you see, which is directly in front of you, and then the other one will be a little bit to your right. You in this room now. This is the first time you've seen any other people. You see a bunch of dwarves in the first pool. There's a whole bunch of them. They just have their hands on the side and they're just leaning forward and they're looking into it. And the second pool, people are climbing over and getting into the water.
The ones that are looking. Go ahead, Crystal.
Is the first pool full, and does it look like they're not wanting to be disturbed?
No, I mean they're just staring at it. You mean disturbed? I mean they seem to be concentrating on the water. Yeah, both pools are full of water. To answer that question, and I don't know, not disturbed. They're just looking at the water. They're not talking to each other. They're just looking at it.
I mean, is it full of dwarves? Is there any room?
Oh no, yeah, there's a room. You can go around the edge. There's space. There's, sure.
What are they wearing? Are they wearing like robes like we have on? Or?
Exact same robes that you have on, yeah. And I mean, you probably don't know how old a dwarf is necessarily by seeing them, but these dwarves, if you were to guess, seem like they're probably relatively young. None of them have super long beards. None of them have white beards. They're all kind of relatively short beards, and they're all dressed exactly like you. They all have the same robes you have on.
I look towards Olympia and I go, I believe that they may be initiates, maybe something quite like what we are doing. They seem to be dressed in the same attire we have, and maybe this is part of where we start.
Yes, I agree. Well, it looks like that group over there, I'm going to point to the second pool, looks like they're just getting in. So let's get in with them and let's do as they do.
And she nods as she follows behind you.
Okay, so you go over to the pool where they're getting into the water.
Yes.
You get basically in line, essentially. There's some people lined up to get in there. And you just see that they come up to the, there's a little, this still has a 2-foot wall on it. There's a little set of stairs. They walk up the stairs to it, they step in, and then they walk kind of to a clear spot and they lay down into the water. They go under the water. And then after several seconds, they get up, and then they walk out another set of stairs on the other side.
Okay, yeah, I'll actually, I'll do that first.
You're let me start in front of you. All right, so there's 5 people in front of you currently.
Okay.
So you're waiting. It takes a few seconds. So they're moving along. I mean, they're not rushing, but they're nobody's talking to each other. They're just kind of doing it. You do notice that some of them stay under the water longer than others, and some, when they get up out of the water, they seem very fulfilled and energetic, and some get up and they look a little shaky. You definitely notice there's a difference. So you're waiting there, and then when you are, 2 more people go in the pool in front of you, and then 3 dwarves get in line behind you. So people are still getting in line.
Okay. If I look back at the other pool, are they still just? Is it those same people staring at the water? Or is anyone else getting in the pool now with them, or?
Well, 3 people that came behind you just came from staring at the water.
Okay. I'm going to turn to my companion. I'm going to say, I think we're doing it the wrong order. We probably should go to the other pool first. I don't want to mess up their ceremony.
I look towards you and I go, yes, maybe. I think we're just a little lost here, but yeah, let's go there. That's fine.
Okay, so you're gonna leave the line and go back to the first pool?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So you go to the first pool and you're gonna do exactly what they're doing, basically. Put your hands on the side and then look into it.
Yeah, and I guess as I'm looking into this, part of me is thinking maybe it's some kind of vision quest or something. I'm sure being a cleric, I've done something like that before, perhaps. So I guess I'm trying to think pure thoughts and pray to my goddess to enlighten me, if that's what this is about.
Okay. And what are you doing, Lady Tiberius?
Yeah, I'm going to kneel down next to her, and as I start kneeling down and looking into the pool, I'm also going to look just briefly. Do I see any other humans with us or in the group?
No. Everybody here is a dwarf.
Yeah, well, I just peer down into the pool also as I sit next to Olympia.
Cool. So, go ahead and roll under your intelligence. Roll 3d6 and try to roll under your intelligence.
Yep, 6 out of 15.
Also, Olympia.
I rolled 3d6 and rolled under my intelligence every single time. No, I'm kidding. No, I actually went over my intelligence.
Okay. All right, perfect. So you're looking down to the pool, Lady Tiberius, and you feel a sense of calm come over you. It's almost to the point where you almost feel like you could fall asleep because you're like so relaxing, and then you kind of snap out of it, and you just feel like you now know that you need to go into the other pool.
Yeah, and at first, as this calm washes over me, it's much needed because she's very almost not wishing maybe she didn't come to this to go through this, but as this calm washes over her, she just immediately just and she stands up and she doesn't say a word to Olympia. She starts off towards the second pool, and then she looks back towards Olympia after she steps away 5 feet, and she goes, "Are you okay?"
Right. So you look at Olympia, and you can see that her eyes are like wide, like she's basically having some kind of a stress. And what you're seeing right now, Olympia, is what you believe to be possibly a vision of the future, where your goddess has abandoned you, and your temple is burning. And you are now -3 on all checks. 5 turns. Okay, so keep a note of that. You're -3 on all checks because you are able to finally pull your eyes away from it.
Okay, I'm at what for all
checks that you do are going to be -3. So -3, which will be calculated, worse by 3. Think of it that way. So depending on what you're doing.
Okay, I'm down by 2.
3.
3. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm keeping it. It's only for a certain amount of time. I'm keeping track of it. So yeah, because you feel like this is like really, but you also feel like you need to go into that pool and be cleansed. So I guess you snap out of it, and your friend is saying to you, or friend that you just met, "Are you all right?"
And yeah, I look really stressed and like I'm trying to understand things, and I kind of shake my head, and yeah, I'm okay. Just don't quite understand, I guess, but I'm sure all things will clear up soon.
Okay, so when you get back in line, there's actually 8 dwarves in front of you. So each one is 3. So you wait your turn, and then you step up into the. I'm assuming you're stepping up into the water like everybody else is doing.
Yeah, and I would think that hearing her and seeing she's uneasy, I would have taken the lead this time and to be in front of Olympia.
Okay, so as soon as you step into the pool, you start to feel like something like almost like there's snakes in the water. But you look down quickly, you don't see anything, but you feel like things like moving around your feet. It's not hurting you or anything, but it just feels a little bit creepy. And this is the same for both of you. So assuming that you keep going forward and Olympia goes in after you, you also feel the same thing. And when you go out and you lay down into the water, as the dwarves are doing, okay, so when Lady Tiberius lays down into the water, so you completely submerge yourself. Again, you feel like almost at peace. Like you almost you feel like you're about to close your eyes and fall asleep under this water, even though obviously you would likely drown if you do that. But when Olympia lays down into the water, all of a sudden the things that you felt like around your feet seem to grab your body and be holding you under the water. Now, you from the grip, you actually take 3 points of damage. And you start to see that vision that you saw at the other pool, and you start to like freak out a little bit under the water. So you must now try to get out of the pool. You can try to get out. You don't have to try to get out, obviously, but you'll drown if you don't. So you need to make under your wisdom, roll 3d6 and roll under your wisdom. And you're going to add 3 to the die or subtract 3 from your wisdom, however you want to do it. So go ahead and do that if you want.
I rolled 1 over what I needed.
Okay, so you take 2 more points of damage. Failed once. Okay, you can try again.
Okay, I got it that time.
Okay, cool. All right, you got 1 success. Okay, do go again.
Failed. Major bad.
3 points of damage. Now at this point, you're probably sitting up out of the water because you start to run out of breath. Lady Berries, and you can see your friend is struggling under the water.
Yeah, and I would think I would be fairly close to her probably, and in this moment I start, kind of getting nervous. And do I see is there maybe a male dwarf that's close to us that I would think would be, fairly stronger than I am?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, how strong are you?
An 8.
Yeah, I mean, probably almost.
Yeah, and well, I look towards one of them and I go, please, my friend, there's something wrong with her. Please help me. See if we can get her out of the water. As I reach out to grab one of her arms and hoping this dwarf will maybe grab the other arm.
Okay, so he says, no, don't. Each must pass the test on their own. And he kind of steps away a little bit nervous.
As he moves away, I still have my arm or my hand on her arm, and I hesitate for a moment as I see that she's in such distress, and I look towards her and I go, you have more wisdom. You can do this. You have to do this on your own, they say, as I let go of her arm.
Okay, so you don't try to help. Okay, so go ahead and roll the 3d6 again, Kristen.
I got perfectly what I needed. I made my wisdom exactly.
That's perfect. Good.
Okay.
Just 3, 2. Okay, one more time.
Whenever.
Okay, so now. Okay, you take 7 points of damage, and then you get ripped up out of the water, and you start to. But you feel like you could get out now, but you're like, obviously pretty beat up. Like you feel bruises like on your arms, on your legs, where this thing was grabbing you.
Yeah, and there I'm gonna say there's like a little bit of there's probably a good bit of blood actually coming out of these grooves as well as it was.
There's no blood
grabbing me. Oh, okay. Well, I feel like my arms have been crushed then, as I have 2 HP left.
Jesus. Wow, first room.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was hard actually. Okay, so
at this point, I'm kind of cursing myself for not memorizing detect evil.
Okay, so you notice that everybody's getting out of the pool, soaking wet, and they turn towards basically where you came in, which is the east wall. There was that huge set of double doors, which actually you see more people coming in every few minutes. You see some more doors come in. There's a door just north of that on the same wall, so on the east wall too, and you see dwarves walking up to that door. And when they walk up to it, the doors open, and they walk through.
Okay. So on this pool that I just got out of,
yep.
I'm going to turn to it, and I'm going to cast Purify Food and Water on it.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Dang. I was hoping if there was something evil in it that it might. But
Okay. So 3 tendrils come out, only one of which hits you. And of course, when you cast a spell in this pool, the dwarves like scatter, and they're yelling.
Do I see this tendril come out?
Yeah, you see these things come out as she's casting the spell.
Yeah, when I do, I run back. Then it scares Lady Tiberius. She runs back 20 feet away.
Yeah, and this thing just like reaches out and just starts like swinging at you, and the dwarves start to scatter, and they start to yell in dwarvish, "Evil witch!"
great.
Yeah, and you take 8 points of damage, which once again you fall into my. Which I've changed the thing now, so you can't go in complete circles. So, how many hit points did you have? You had 2 hit points?
2 left, wasn't it?
2?
Yeah, I had 2 left.
All right, so roll d6 to see what happens.
1d6?
Yep.
6.
Oh, wonderful. Instant death.
Nice.
So this tendril wraps around your head, crushes it, and you fall to the ground dead.
I would like to think that it just like takes my body into the water, and there's no proof I was ever here.
No, it doesn't. But there's you notice now some priests that were standing kind of in the corners, Lady Tiberius, and they come and quickly grab the body and drag it away. They kind of look at you.
She just starts screaming. She just lets out this not a loud scream, but just this scream of watching this ordeal in front of her, and she just starts shaking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So one of the priests comes up to you and he says, "This test is not for all. Only those with pure hearts can move forward. I'm sorry your friend did not make it."
I need just a moment, though. Before I continue, this was very traumatic. I would have never expected something like this to happen.
I can imagine. Do you want to leave?
As she slips down, is there like probably a stone pillar or something that's probably out through these deals? She slips down and sits down next to one of them, and she puts her head on her knees without answering for just a moment as he stands there. And then she looks back up towards him and says, "I must continue. This journey that I have made to come here is most important to what I need to accomplish. So yes, I must continue. I will do my best now. I believe I'm ready to continue."
Okay. So he like helps you up. He's very, very kind. I mean, in the way he's talking to you. And yeah, the doors open up and you can pass through. So I don't know what you're going to do next. So dying. Why would you attack the Temple of God thing? Oh, all right. Anyways, so you're going to need to make another character and watch somehow squeeze you out. I don't know how I'm going to do that now. But.
I mean, I thought it was evil, so I was just like purifying the water. It was like I was fairly sure it was evil. I mean, it tried to hold me under, and I had visions of like my goddess abandoning me, and like.
Yeah, because you were weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just roll up a random dwarf?
No, you can't be.
Fine. All right, I'll just sit here quietly.
Well, then you can not be a dwarf. Just be something else. Be a fighter or something.
Oh, I can roll up another character?
Yeah, just not a dwarf.
Okay.
If you were a dwarf, then you would know all the things. And then it would be like, what would be the point of doing the mission?
True.
Be an elf, and we'll see how soon the dwarves can kill the elf.
Be a human. Obviously not a crazy cleric that tries to cast spells inside another temple to purify it.
I'll be a thief. I'm seeking redemption. I'll just do random, completely random. There we go. Boom. All right, cool. I'm a level 5 thief.
Okay. We'll just assume that you somehow made it through that first part, so we're not doing it again. Okay. Well, actually, we'll just do this. Try to do the first 3d6 under your intelligence.
Oh, me?
Oh no. No, please don't make me roll under my intelligence on this character. This character is not smart.
Then basically, we'll just assign a random.
Huh?
Okay. Did you do it?
Oh, I actually made under my intelligence. Holy crap.
Nice.
I have an intelligence of 6. I did a 5.
Perfect. So you lay down the first pool and you feel relaxed, and then you lay in the second pool. You also feel relaxed.
Okay.
So somehow you were there, and they just forgot that you were standing there the whole time.
Makes sense.
That was probably the best place for you to die, because the deeper into the temple, it's going to be harder to have new characters. So try not to just randomly attack things.
Okay.
It's a challenge. Yes. Okay. Anyways, so the doors open up. You basically you're come out of the water, and you see another human, and you recognize that you were all sent from different kingdoms, we'll say, to meet with the dwarves. So you realize another human here means that there's some kind of a connection, obviously. So Tressa is your character.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see this other human sitting by the door, being helped up by another dwarf. And yeah, if you want to approach and go in together, you can do that.
Yeah, I guess I'll go up to Lady Tiberius. Sorry about your friend there.
Thank you. I didn't know her very long. I just met her when we arrived here, but I don't know why she. I don't know. I just things are going to get worse, I'm afraid. You seem to be doing okay. I guess we can go into this Snyx area together. I'm Lady Tiberius.
Name's Tressa.
And she puts her hand out to give you just a gentle, quick shake.
I'll shake your hand. Well, them dwarves say that these tests ain't for everyone, so I guess that other person was just weak.
I believe so.
The doors swing open in front of you, like I said, and there's heading to the east. There's a corridor. It's about 30 or so feet wide. See, these are huge corridors, and it goes down about 50 or so feet, and then it turns to the left, which is north. And actually, you're probably standing there trying to figure out, get your bearings of what to do. And as you do, dwarves just go past you. Like, you definitely see dwarves going in front of you, and they're all going up and then going to the left, and you can hear lots and lots of voices echoing in this large hallway.
I think it's best if we follow them. It seems they seem to know that the routes we need to take.
Do you speak Dwarven, Tressa, or no?
No, I can barely talk what I talk. I have an intelligence of 6.
Oh, you're 6. Okay, yeah, so you can't read right then. Okay, so cool. So you go up and you make kind of left, and you look up, and you're looking down a really long corridor, and there's 3 distinct sets of kind of alcoves as you go up, and you can notice that there's lots of dwarves, probably about 10 or 15 in each one of these alcoves, and they're kind of standing in their soaking wet robes, just like you have right now, and they're kind of like bowing and saying some phrases in Dwarven, which you can't quite make out because you're not close enough yet, and then they stop. And then they turn and they walk to the next alcove. So you see like groups of people kind of doing this. Groups of dwarves, I should say.
Yeah, I would move closer to the first one and try to get into a group with them as I motion for Tressa to follow.
Yeah, I'll follow the human.
So when you get up there, you see actually written on the wall in Dwarven runes, and you can hear, because you speak Dwarven, you know what they're saying. They're saying the words. And they're saying, "O Lord, my flesh has been cleansed, but I am still impure." So each dwarf comes up and they look at it and they bow their head and they say that phrase, and then they look up again and then they turn and they walk down the hallway.
Lady Tiberius stops and she says the phrase in Dwarvish as she says it, and then she turns and she looks towards Tressa and she says, "I'm sure that you don't speak the language, but maybe you should say this in common," as she relays the phrase to Tressa to repeat.
Yeah, I'll do my best to repeat after in common.
You're going to say it in common? Okay. Cool. So you then head north to the next one, and you see basically the same thing. You see the dwarves, they're gathered together, and they're looking at a rune on this wall that says, "O Lord, be kind, burn away the slag of my sins." And they do the same thing. They look at it, they walk down.
And same rinse and repeat deal. I repeat it in Dwarvish, and then I look towards Tressa and repeat it in Common. And you need to state this phrase before we move on.
Okay, and I'll look at the wall and say it in common.
Okay. Nice. So you go to the third one, and this one's at the very end of the corridor, and then you can see beyond this alcove, there's a huge room with a lot of dwarfs in it and columns and stuff, which I'll explain in a second. And there's one more phrase on this one. It says, "O Lord, forge me true, I will be your blade."
And I repeat it, of course, in Dwarvish, and then look towards Tressa and repeat the phrase to her in Common.
And then I say it in common.
Okay, so you're looking to the north, and you can see there's a lot of dwarves in here. I mean, there's probably something like 50 or 60 dwarves in here, and they're all like in lines, just like stacked out in lines, all standing perfectly in line, just with their hands on their side, looking straight ahead, and they're all chanting over and over. It kind of like in together, basically. And there are some priests that you've seen earlier walking around, and they have like long sticks. And every once in a while, they'll walk up to one of the dwarves and whack them with a stick, and the dwarf will like drop and then get back up and start doing it again. And you can see that out in front of you, basically.
So they're repeating the
Well, what they're saying is, we don't know what they're saying, but what they're saying is in Dwarvish, "We are the mountain, we shall not waver. Under crushing weight we stand, we shall not waver. The water may crash, but we are the mountain, we shall not waver. The heart of the world is the heart of a dwarf, it shall not burn, but forge us true." And then they stop, and they repeat it again. And then every once in a while, a dwarf will kind of break line and walk and go through a door, which is on the east wall, a huge door on the east wall.
I start chanting and repeating the phrase in Dwarvish and not thinking about Tressa, with this complete phrase. I'm not.
Are you going to
walk?
walk?
I'm not saying.
You're going to walk in and get in line with them, or are you just doing it from back in the alcove where you're standing? Because right now you're just looking into the room.
Yeah, I'm going to move up to the back of the nearest line to us.
Okay. Do you also want to walk forward? Tressa?
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know. Like, I guess at this point, I'm feeling more like I don't know the words I'm supposed to be saying, and kind of feeling out of place here. Can I attempt to like repeat what I'm hearing the dwarves say?
Are you going to walk into the room and get in line and do that, or are you going to do it from where you're standing?
I'll walk into the line and do the best I can to repeat what I hear the dwarves say. Okay.
So you guys step forward to get into the line, and you walk up to the line, Lady Tiberius, and there's a spot that you get in line. And Tressa, when you step forward, you kind of blink for a second, and you're standing back at the entrance of the where the guy gave you the ropes, and he kind of looks at you, and then he motions to go past him into the room with the water.
Okay, I'll do so.
Okay. So you go into the room with the water, and they notice right away that you're wet from already having gone through the water, and the priests in there beckon you through the door to go back to the room with the alcoves.
Okay. All right, I'll go back into the alcoves.
Okay. So you go up and you make that left, and now you're standing in that first alcove again. You see a lot of dwarves gathered around, looking at this ruin and repeating a phrase in Dwarvish, which you don't really understand.
I'm going to do my best to try to say like whatever they're like listen to what the dwarves next to me are saying, and even like is it like if like can people move past me like in a line?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I can, I want to just kind of stand in this one area and just like do my best to like while looking at this wall to like hear what these dwarves say as they walk past and say it and try like to say it in Dwarvish.
Okay, cool. What was your intelligence?
6.
Nice. That'll be fun. Okay. You do it. They're kind of looking at you. The dwarves kind of look at you and then kind of keep going.
Okay. Do I feel like it's okay to move on, or
do you?
No, I'm gonna let another group of. I'm gonna continue to let dwarves come until I feel like it's okay to move. Like I don't want to move and anger any. I don't want to anger the lord of this temple any by saying something incorrectly.
Okay. So you're gonna try to say it again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Say it, and they kind of look at you. Keep going.
Okay. Yeah. Guess I'll keep going.
Okay. So you go to the next one, and you're. Oh, so by the way, so let's pause for a second. You're at the next one. So yeah. Lady Tiberius, you go to step in the line because, like you said, you weren't really paying attention, but you probably notice that she's not with you now. Are you gonna keep trying to? Are you gonna say the phrase with the dwarves, or are you gonna try to find her, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, at this point, after seeing that she's not standing directly behind me or one or two spots behind me, I'm going to look for her and just call out her name to see if she responds.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she doesn't. When you do that, the guy with the stick comes up and whacks you, and you take a 1 hit point of damage. And he looks at you scornfully. Because you stop chanting.
And when he does, I look towards him, and her face turns red, and she just starts chanting the phrase again in Dwarvish.
Okay. So go ahead and roll under your intelligence, rolling 2d6.
2d6?
Yep.
Okay. Ooh, man, I'm glad that was a 2d6 because that was 2 6s, 12 out of 15.
Very nice. So go ahead and do it again.
5 this time.
Nice. One more time.
And 8.
Nice. Cool. So when you do that, you feel a tap on your shoulder, and the person that hit you with the stick beckons you to go through the door on the east wall. And you see.
And I start going. Yeah, I'll start going towards the. I'm still looking as I'm walking. I'm still looking for Tressa, and probably don't see her, but I'll definitely go to the east doors. He's instructed.
Okay, so you're heading towards the east door. So Tressa, you're at the second alcove now. You're trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, I'm gonna repeat it as best I can and hope that this God will have mercy on my attempts.
Here's his intelligence. Oh boy. Okay. All right. So you do it, and again, the dwarves are kind of looking at you as they, as you do it. They kind of like, and then they turn and walk away. Nobody's talking to you.
Yeah.
They're just kind of looking at you with quizzical gazes.
Okay. I'll move on with them to the next stone, I guess.
Okay. All right. So you get the next one. You want to do the same thing?
Yep.
Okay. You do it. They look at you again, and they move forward and get in the line with that. At this point, you probably, let's see, we'll give her a percentage chance that she'll actually still be there when you get there. Let's see. Yeah, you see your friend heading towards a door in the northeast part of the room. Just as you read the last phrase.
Well, I know there's not really anything I can do about it, so I'm just going to try to join the line again.
Okay. When you step forward, you get teleported back again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you want to do?
I'm going to yeah, I guess I'm going to tell the guy with the robes that This doesn't seem to be. I don't seem to be to have what it's made of to undertake or to be a part of your temple.
It says, you must have faith in yourself. These are not easy tasks before you. Only through your will can you succeed.
Okay. Well. Okay. Is there a particular god that they serve at this temple?
Dwarf god.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna head back into the first room.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But when I head in this time, I don't know if I want to get back into the water or not. Okay, well, do they beckon me into the second chamber?
Yeah, you're still pretty wet, so that they can see that you've already gone through, so they beckon you.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go through, and this time when I'm at the alcove, I'm just going to pray, like, to the Dwarven gods, like, please give me the words that I need to say.
Okay. You pray. They don't respond.
Okay.
Nothing you can tell.
Great. Well, then...
They look, you know, they're kind of looking at you because you're standing there. Kind of look at you, and then they do their thing and they move on.
Okay. It's like I don't want to disturb any of them from their thing. Because I know they're all on a path and trying to get through this, so I'll just try to say it the best I can again. I guess I'll just keep up that.
Yeah, you got another chance? All right. Okay. You do the first one.
Right.
You look at.
Okay, I'm just going to move on then.
Okay. Okay. You do the second one. Again, they're looking at you. You're staying with the same group each time?
Yeah.
Or are you like staying around? Are you trying to stay with a group, or are you?
No, I'm not necessarily trying to stay with the group. I'm just trying to stay in an area until I feel confident enough to move on.
Okay.
Like I've set it to the best of my ability. So if I stay there for like 7, 8, 9 groups, whatever, but I'm just trying my best to say what it is that these other groups are saying. And
okay, fair enough. So you do the second one.
Okay. And then when I feel confident enough, I move on to the third one.
Okay. Okay.
And then
do the third one.
Finally into the line.
Okay, so you step forward, and all right. So let's jump back to Tony for a second, since you guys are getting separated on me. So the door opens up into this next room, Lady Tiberius, and what you see is a whole bunch of dwarfs standing with their hands up in the air, like this. And it looks like that everywhere that the ground, the marble floor is crushed, and especially where they're standing, and they seem to be struggling against a weight above them. You see,
it's like they're holding some type of invisible barrier or something. I don't actually see something they're holding.
Yeah, exactly. They're sitting with their feet shoulder width apart, knees bent, arms stretched upward, palms facing the roof. Now you notice that all the dwarves that are doing that, and there's probably about maybe 20, 25 dwarves in here doing it, the runes that are on their robes are glowing. And yours are not yet. And the other dwarves that are here, like near you, that aren't doing it, their robes are not glowing as well. And you see one dwarf in there that seems to be in charge. He's got one of those sticks. And he points for you to move forward into the line of the ones that are holding it up in there.
Yeah, and for just a moment, I look back towards to see if I see Tressa, and not knowing where she is, and And I think to myself that, and remember back to what they told us, that this is an individual challenge that we have to face alone. And I just kind of shudder for just a moment, and then I turn back around and move into the line to go into this circle.
Okay. Okay, so you step up into the circle, and once you kind of get in what you feel like is the right position, all of a sudden you feel like a massive weight on top of you, and your robe starts to glow. The runes on your globe start to robe. Okay, so players must make. Okay, so you have to make a physical check. So you have to roll under your strength.
Ooh.
It's so first time though, but first time though with 1d6.
1d6. Okay, I can do that one. A 4 out of 8.
Okay, good. Then with 2d6.
Ooh, 7 out of 8.
Okay, and finally, and also I'll do that in a second. And now with 3d6.
Ooh, 12. So I went over.
You failed. Okay, so you take 3 hit points of damage.
Ooh.
And you have to make the check with 1d6.
Ooh, 6 out of 8.
Okay, 2d6.
6 out of 8 again.
3d6. This is always going to be the one that's good.
Oh, man. Oh, wow. No, 13.
Okay, so and you take 3 more points of damage.
Okay.
And you got to do it again.
Let's see, 1d6, I made it.
Yep.
2d6, I made it. Oh, come on, I gotta have this one. Oh, wow, I rolled 2 1s and a 4, so yeah, 6 out of 8.
Okay, you take only 2 points of damage because you take 1 per round that you're in the room. And then as soon as you the last one, you feel the weight lift off of you. And you can actually see there's a set of doors you didn't notice before because you were just like so focused on what you're doing. There's a set of doors to the south. They open up. And the dwarf smiles and beckons for you to walk through.
She goes into that little jog like she did earlier as she goes to this door, just sweating profusely, and her face is completely red at this time from the struggles that she just went through. But she jogs to this door.
Nice. Good. So you enter into this room. Let me see. Okay, so in the center of the room is a large pool with a whole bunch of the dwarves in the same robes as you. By the way, your robes are no longer glowing. A whole bunch of dwarves kneeling in the pool. And they look like they're concentrating really, really hard. And then every once in a while, a wave comes in the pool and splashes over all of them. And sometimes they get up and walk out, and some of them stay. And the priest there ushers you to kneel down into the wave pool.
Now, and she proceeds to that.
Okay, you're gonna do it. Okay, so you kneel down in the pool, and back to Tressa. So you've been praying to the Dwarven God, and you've been really trying hard to get these Dwarven words right. So you step forward, hoping that you don't end up back in the beginning again, and you don't. You step forward, and you're in the room with the chanting dwarves.
Right.
So again, there's lines of dwarves lined up, and they're all chanting a phrase.
All right, I'm going to step forward and do my best to chant the phrase.
Okay. So since you don't speak Dwarvish, there's a thing here. Okay, so you must... Okay, this one that you use your charisma. Hopefully your charisma is better than your intelligence.
It's better than my intelligence, yeah.
Okay, but it should be hard check. So 3d6. So 3d6 under your...
Yes, I think... Yes, I made it.
All right, good. You got to make it 3 times. Good.
Oh, I have to make it 3 times?
Yeah, you got to make it 3 times.
I made it once.
Okay.
Failed the second time.
Okay, so the guy whacks you with the stick, and you take a point of damage.
Okay.
And we start over. So you got to do it again.
All right. My damage. Nope, I went over.
Okay, hit you again. You take 1 more point of damage.
Okay, I went less.
Oh, you did it.
Yep, I did it.
Oh, you did it. Okay, just once.
Went over.
Over. Okay. Take another point of damage. You gotta start again.
Over.
Whoosh. Point of damage.
I only have a charisma of 8, so
Yeah. That's 4 times you've done it. Okay, you can now for this next set. If you make this next one.
yeah. No, I didn't make it. Wait, I made it just. Made it just at. I didn't make no roll an 8.
Right, so the next 2 you have to do at a 2d. You roll 2d6.
Okay.
Which is up to 3 in a row. So you're gonna have to.
7. I made it.
Okay, and 1 more time to make it, or it starts over.
I made it.
Made it. Okay, cool. So you were able to. You're basically going to be half proficient in Dwarvish by the time you come out of this. You finish saying
the words at least.
and, the priest beckons to you, taps you on the shoulder, and beckons to you to go through the door into the crushing room that. Okay.
And I'll also thank the gods as I do so.
Can't hear you. Your mic is getting messed up.
I'm sorry. I said I'll thank the gods as I proceed into this next room.
Here, you may have to refresh, Crystal. You're all robot-y on me too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, refresh. Okay, so while she's refreshing, let me do your wave room. So you're in the wave room. So in this room, you just have to tell me how long you think you want to stay in this pool. Basically. You can stay, it's a little unclear. Yeah, you can stay as long as you want, up to 6 rounds. So pick a number, any number.
Oh, I'm just going to roll it. Roll to 2. So 2 rounds.
Okay, cool. All right. So so after the second round of getting pummeled by this wave, you get up, and when you do, you step out of the pool, no problem. But a tendril of water comes out, and kind of like you're being pushed by the wave this whole time. Then when you get up to leave, 1 extra wave comes, just like smacks you in the back of the head as you walk out, and you take 1 point of damage.
Oh.
Yeah. So. You do that. Lady Tiberius, you stayed in there for 2 rounds. And they beckon you to go through the doors to the south.
Yeah, and she moves very slowly, and this has really fatigued her very well. And she moves to this door, and she's breathing much heavier than she was earlier. She moves towards this door, and she turns around and looks once again for this Tressa that she just barely got to meet and sees her nowhere, and she just sighs as she enters the next room.
Cool. So it took you did that. So she's actually you're only 3 rounds behind her. So I'm keeping my math correct. So she might actually catch up with you, depending on how you do in the crushing room. Okay, so you step into this room, and I'll explain to you in a second. Just in case she catches up, we might be able to do it together.
Okay.
So you're 3 rounds behind her, basically. You don't know that, obviously. Okay, so you step into this room, and you see a lot of dwarves. They're standing again with their feet shoulder width apart, hands stretched out above them. They've got their knees bent. It looks like they're holding an invisible force above them. They're wearing these robes like you are. The ruins are glowing. When you stay in the ground of the room has like crushed areas where people are standing, like almost like the weight is just smashing the marble down, and the priest in charge of the room points to you to come forward to do the same.
Okay, I'll put my arms above my head as I walk forward.
Okay, yeah, classic thief. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You move forward, and again, when you get into position, he kind of gets you in the right position. He says a few words and taps you, and then you feel this weight come down on top of you, and you now must roll under your strength. The first time with a 1d6.
First time with a 1d6?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do it. Ooh, I made a 1, so yeah.
All right, second time with a 2d6.
Okay. Yeah, barely made it.
Okay, and the last time with a 3d6.
Wish I could roll like this for stats. I made it.
Nice. Okay, so you
Made
take
an
2
8 out of
points.
10. I take 2 points of damage.
Yeah, just from the little bit of crushing that you were in, and weight comes off your shoulders, and you step forward. So you're actually walking into the wave room just as. So you actually see. So try to roll under your wisdom, Lady Tiberius, to see if you see her.
Nope, I rolled over.
Okay, all right. So you don't see her actually walking. You'll roll under your wisdom, Tressa, to see if you see Lady Tiberius.
D20 or what?
D20.
Nope, I rolled over.
Okay, so you guys don't see each other. Okay, so you step into the next room, and so now you step into this room, Tressa, that is a large pool in the middle of the room, and you just see dwarves in the same robes that you're in. You're no longer glowing. They're no longer glowing. They're kneeling down into this wave pool. And the waves are coming and sweeping over them, and then they're going back, and then sweeping over them and going back every few seconds. And the priest here beckons for you to kneel down into the waves.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do so.
Cool. All right, so you kneel down. So essentially in here, you can stay as long as you want, up to 6 rounds. You just have to tell me how long you're going to stay in the pool.
Up to 6 rounds?
Yep.
Well, like I said, this is all about seeking redemption for me, so for the full force, why not?
Okay, so you stay for 6 rounds. Okay, perfect. So you stay there for 6 rounds. So you're 6 rounds behind.
Yep.
Essentially, you're going to be 6 rounds behind Tessa. So you, when you are in the pool for the 6 rounds, and then finally the priest beckons you to come out. That's why I said up to 6. He doesn't tell you up to 6 rounds, obviously. At the end of 6, he just tells you got to get out. He beckons you to go through the door to the south. You step out of the pool unharmed. Okay, so 6 rounds. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, lady.
You're now dead.
I think you're like 1 step behind each other. All right, the forging room.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the point. Blah blah blah. Okay. I like this. The way this starts. Up to this point, you could have stopped and got away with your lives. At this point, it's all or nothing. All right.
Yeah.
Nobody can leave this room unforged, basically. So you step into this room, and the door slams behind you, and you see probably a dozen bodies burnt to a crisp, like piles of ash, almost like like burnt bodies. You also see various piles of equipment, weapons and armor and stuff like that, and you see your original robes that you came with as well. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. And then as you're kind of like quickly looking around, you see this is basically like the room where they put all your crap when they took it from you. All of a sudden, from the center of the room, there's a blaze there. It lights up, whoosh, and a pillar of fire rises from it. And go ahead and roll initiative against the fire.
A 2.
A 2, simultaneous. Okay. What would you like to do? This thing's, maybe 20 feet away from you.
Is it moving? I mean, is it just like stationary? It is moving.
Yeah, it like it's a pillar of fire moving towards you.
The first thing that Lady Tiberius thinks of is knowing that she's definitely in dire straits, as she's been injured from these previous rooms. She thinks to herself of seeing the cleric in the first room earlier, that she cast a spell and that it brought such detrimental effects to her and everyone in that room of what happened. She looks to her right, she looks to her left, And she thinks, I've got to be strong. This is something that I can handle. Her fingers. And as she does, you will see 3 other Lady Tiberius's appear next to her as she casts mirror image.
Nice. Very cool. Okay, so you cast mirror image. It comes at you, and it's going to attack one of them. How does it work? Yeah.
Let's see. With this spell, caster creates 1d4 additional images. Look exactly the same. Any attack on the spellcaster will strike an image instead. An attack on an image will destroy it, whether or not that actually hits. The attack will be used up, but one image will disappear and will not return.
Gotcha. Okay. So basically, this round, when it attacks, one of them disappears, and there's now, how many did you summon total?
3 total. So
there's 4. Oh, wow, okay. 4 of you. So you basically, for 3 rounds, it's gonna hit the mirror images. Oh, that's great. 1, 2, 3. All right, perfect. So it lashes out. The pillar of fire lashes out like a bolt of fire, and it destroys one of your mirror images. And then it's next round.
Got 4.
Okay, got a 5. It's going to go first. It does it again, so you lose another mirror image.
And seeing these images go down quickly, she looks towards you. Said there were some weapons laying in the room. Maybe
there
like
all
my
the stuff
staff.
Your staff would be there, yep.
Yeah, she's going to take her and these 2 images that are left, and as she moves towards this staff to pick up this staff, then.
Cool. Yeah, you can grab it and attack this round if you want. It's close to you.
Yeah, she grabs it and all these mirror images swing back around with these staffs in the hand as they all swing towards this brazier. Ooh, a nat 20.
Nice.
So,
well, that's good because it has AC too. All right, good. Give me some damage.
So double damage in?
No.
Just single?
Yeah, single, yeah, sorry.
Yep, I'd be 4 damage with the staff.
Cool. Good. All right, yeah, you hit it, and it appears to wipe away some of the flame, like it gets and next round. Okay, so
5.
You're keeping track of this. Okay, 5. Okay. 5 simultaneous again. Nice. So it's going to go after your mirror image, but you can go ahead and attack, I guess, or do whatever you want to do.
Yes, I see the mirror image go down at the same time as the staffs are going towards this thing. That's going to hit armor class 4.
Nice. Yeah, that hits. Actually, this is not.
It'll do 4 damage.
Nice. Okay, good. Go ahead and it attacked. Okay, so it's in the next round of initiative. So now we're
roll
4.
1.
All right, so it's going to go first. Okay, so this time, now it's already attacked 3 times. So it's killed 3 of your mirror images, so they're gone, right? So now it's just you.
Yep.
All right, so it lashes out at you. Oh, I suppose I got everything ready. I didn't take the attack tables out because I knew there was no fighting until the very end. No fighting until the end unless you attack the peaceful water in the beginning. All right, so it is actually not hit dice. 15. Well, that's going to hit you. You're only an hour, so I didn't even look. All right, so you get hit for 6 points of damage.
As this thing strikes into her and probably starts burning some of the robe that she's wearing, she lets out an awful scream.
I'm sorry, take it back. It
she
hit you
goes,
dead on. I'm sorry to interrupt, Tony.
I'll go ahead.
It hits you dead on, and your soaking wet robe absorbs all the damage. You take no damage. Thank you for mentioning that.
Oh, wow, okay.
No damage.
She still lets out this silent scream that comes out, and then she looks down towards and notices that this fire is dissipated quickly then.
Yeah, and you notice, too, like you probably quickly noticed that you came out of that pool with a really soaking wet robe, and it's a little bit drier now. But it's still a little bit wet. So next round. Sorry. I forgot about that for a second.
6.
Okay, you got a 5. You go first.
Yeah, and she notices that, and she also notices that her mirror images are all gone. She thinks that she has got to strike this thing one more good time as she swings it with the staff, and that's going to miss. Armor class 8.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't hit. Okay. All right. So it comes at you with a 20. See, now you're glad it's not double damage.
Oh.
But actually, this one also hits your robe, and steam flies up as the robe completely is dried out and falls to the ground in cinders. So you're sitting there basically naked, I guess, but no damage.
Okay.
That's round 5. Okay.
Rolled a 6 again.
Nice. 5 again. So okay, you go first.
Yeah, and seeing the robe completely just cinder down to ashes, and she thinks, okay, I've got to concentrate. This is my last chance. Ooh, that may do it. Let me see. Yep, armor class 4 again.
Nice.
And it take 5 damage as the staff just whacks straight into it.
Fantastic. What level are you?
4.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good. This thing is it's definitely been taking damage. It's getting less. Like the heat from it is less than it was. If that makes sense. Like it's starting to like turn like almost orange instead of bluish color. And next round. No, hold on. You went first, right? So it gets an attack on you.
Yep.
Oof, 19. This time it hits you for 6 points of damage on your naked flesh.
And as it does, my flesh starts to sizzle and burn, and she starts like she's wiping ashes off of her as she collapses to the ground at -5 HP.
That's negative. Holy shit. Okay,
Yeah, I had 1 HP left.
Oh, wow. Okay, roll a d6.
3.
3. So that's 8. All right, so it can't be crushed. All right, so I'm going to switch it to... You really won't be crushed, though. You're being burnt. That's the only problem with this chart. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take destroyed limb. That seems fair. Roll a d8 to see what's destroyed.
Okay. 2.
2. Right arm. So you like turned and took the blow into your arm, and it just completely, the flesh just boils up, and your arm is just completely like, it's probably still hanging there, but it's completely ruined and unusable, and you're definitely not going to ever use that right arm again. But you still have 1 hit point.
Okay.
Cool. And that's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. And next round.
4.
2. You go first.
Luckily, as she has moved and seeing the strike come from that, she'd moved to her right shoulder and stuff and took the damage there. She still holds the staff strong in her left arm, and she swings down towards this thing again. Wow, and that's going to hit armor class 4 again, same.
Nice.
And it'd be 5 more damage.
As your staff swings through it, you actually you hear a metal ting, and you realize that you hit the brazier, and when you do, smoke fills the area, and you kind of cough for a second, and it's gone. And you see a door to the south.
And she runs first, and she grabs her robe and puts her own robe and clothing on as best as she can with her one arm.
Okay. Cool. Well, at least you don't have to worry about it being cauterized because you took care of that. All right, cool. You bust through into the final room, and just as you're opening the door, right behind you.
Yep, here comes.
So, Tressa, you come out of the pool soaking wet, and you step forward into the next room, and just like before, you see, as you probably heard, Tony's character, you step into this room and you see piles of some corpses that have been burnt to death. You see a large, you actually see your magic user friend's arm. Maybe, I don't know. You probably wouldn't recognize it. And you do see piles of equipment. You see your stuff there. And as your kind of eyes adjusting to the room, you see the brazier in the center of the room light up and a pillar of fire rises from it. But you have a round to do something if you'd like. Tressa.
I'm gonna take a bottle break, Dan. I'll be right back.
Tressa.
I'm here. Trying to think. Okay, so see my stuff. And the brazier lights that. I'm just, let's see. I'm thinking for a moment.
Okay.
Like I'm thinking.
You don't have time to think. You have to react quickly, or the thing's going to come at you.
Okay.
You can.
Yeah, I guess I'll. Rush to grab my longsword. Now, you know what? No, that's stupid. Because, like, all the other challenges to this point haven't been about combat. There's no reason to believe that this challenge is going to be about combat. So I'm going to fall to my knees and I'm going to start reciting the prayer about how I should be burned for my sins. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't actually have known what I said there, I guess.
Yeah, you wouldn't know what you said, yeah, but also you can see that obviously things were being killed in this room. But okay, so you fall to your knees and do what? You're gonna say it in common?
No, well, I don't know. I don't know. This just seems weird. Like,
Roll initiative.
Okay, yeah.
2.
6.
Okay, you see this thing; it's starting to come at you, but you can do something first.
I guess I'll grab my longsword and my dagger.
Cool. You can do that. You can attack the first round if you want.
Okay. I'll throw my dagger at it.
Oh, okay, cool. Go for it. AC 4.
Let's see. Yeah, I miss.
All right, so you throw the dagger and it flies off to the side. This thing is definitely coming at you aggressively. And it makes an attack.
Now is going to be when I start rolling low.
Just roll a 20, but it lashes out at you with the tendril of fire, and it hits your soaking wet robe, and you take no damage.
Okay.
Cool. Next round, initiative.
4 as well.
Cool. Simultaneous. You can go first.
All right. I take my longsword in my hand and slash at it, and I miss.
Okay. It comes at you. You didn't put armor on, right? So that definitely hits you. Once again, your robe absorbs all the damage that you would have taken. And next round, 2.
5.
You go first. Go for it.
Natural 1.
Okay. Now you are going to roll. That's funny, though. It also rolled a natural 1. Okay, good. That was a weird coincidence. Oop.
Yeah.
All right, initiative next round. 3.
6.
All right, cool. AC 4.
Miss.
Okay. Hits you, and the robe absorbs it.
Okay.
Cool. Next round.
4.
1. Cool. You go first. This fire thing is...
Yeah, I miss.
Oh, okay.
I cannot roll above 10.
Oh, God. Okay.
And I need a 13. I need a 13 to be able to hit it, and I don't think I've rolled above 5 yet.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, it comes out at you, and it hits you, and your robe absorbs it again.
Okay.
Cool. Initiative again. This thing is just like throwing flames at you left and right. It's probably making it hard for you to see, but your robe is absorbing all the damage so far.
All right, 4.
Okay, you got 3, so you go first.
19, finally. So I hit armor class like -2.
Perfect.
And I do 5 damage to it.
Nice. Cool. It comes at you. Oh, that might have actually missed. I doubt it, but it might have. Let me see what actually needs to hit you. Oh, do you have dex?
Only have actually I do. I get a -1 to Dex.
Okay, so you're actually AC 8. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Needs...
because I don't have any armor on.
Yeah, but you're 8 because you got the Dex.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it only needs a 4 to hit you, so it hits you. It hits you. The robe once again absorbs it.
Okay.
Cool. Next round. 1.
3.
Okay, go first.
Okay, nice. You said it has an AC 4?
Yep.
Okay, I hit it for 4 damage.
Nice.
My longsword.
Awesome. All right, it swings at you. And misses with a 4. Oh no, it needed a 4, so it actually hit you. So that's your robe burns off into cinders, and you're now standing there naked with just your longsword.
Okay, I'm going to start just repeating that Dwarven phrase I was saying in that first room over and over as I fight this thing now.
Nice.
Or in that last room, I'm just going to repeating that. I rolled a 6 for my next initiative.
Cool. It rolled a 1.
Okay.
Got it.
Nat 20 and 3
Nice.
damage.
Cool. Yeah, you see it start to, the flame now is not this like bright like bluish red anymore. It's now kind of like almost like it's looking almost like embers, but it still comes at you. It misses finally with a 2. It only needs a 4 hit you, so it's kind of like it's a next round initiative. 6. Oh, that's not really good.
Okay. Oh wait, initiative, I forgot. 2.
Okay, so it's gonna go first. 6 hits you. This time it will do damage. 7 points of damage.
Oh, wow, that hurt a lot. All these flames wrap around me, and I just scream out in pain as it does so. But I'm not down yet.
Nice.
I look like I'm about to go down, and I catch my breath and bring my sword up again. Like I must be redeemed. And I hit it for 4 damage.
Wonderful. You see it. It's like it's starting to flicker. Last round, hopefully. Initiative. Oh, roll a 1. That was like get a good 1.
I also rolled a 1.
All right, simultaneous. Oh, this is exciting. Go ahead, you go first, and then we'll have to narrate the end. Somebody's going down.
Oh, nat 20 at the very end.
Beautiful. Okay, so it's going to go down, but does it? Oh, wow. Awesome. It lashes out at you with a tendril, and you just come through with your sword and swipe through it, and again you hear that ting, and you puff of smoke, and you just see the brazier in front of you, and the creature is dead.
Nice. That was awesome right at the very end of nat 20.
Yeah, that was. I thought you were going to go down there because you were rolling terrible at the beginning, even though you were in the water for a long time. Because every round you sit in that wave pool, you basically get a round of not being damaged by the creature.
Nice.
So yeah, so the door opens up to the south, and it feels like almost like you just like blink for a second, and you actually see your friend standing right at the doorway, like as if you're entering at the same time. If Tony's back.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, so yeah, the doors open up, and just like you just like kind of hesitate for a second, you look back, and you see that Tressa is right behind you, and you're looking forward into this room.
You see this fire tentacle just like blow past me as I scream running through it, and just with all of my might bring my blade down on the heart of the beast.
Yeah, killed it. Yeah, so you guys both succeeded in killing it. So you step into this large hall, and what you see in front of you is the strangest thing you've ever seen before. Probably. It's a 12-foot tall dwarf. It's obviously a dwarf, even though it's 12 feet tall. It just looks like a giant dwarf. And he's holding in his hand, which would be for you like a big like urn, but it's like a pitcher. It's probably like 3 feet tall. It's a pitcher, and he has in front of him a table with glasses, and he starts pouring the pitcher into the glasses, and he says to you, "You are proven and forged by the Dwarven Mountain. You are one of us now. Drink the blood of the mountain in celebration." And then he
Am I still naked?
Yes, you are.
Okay, cool.
And the blood of mountain is one badass magical ale. The end.
I had
Yeah, as
one
Lady
HP
Tiberia
left.
sees Tressa come in, she turns towards her and she goes, "We both made it. We're not doing too well, but please, we should drink this together." And she grabs her hand and walks her towards them.
Yep. And I will drink and be merry that I have managed to be redeemed from my past mistakes.
Yeah, you did it. That was pretty badass. In the end, there, you're gonna make it. Well, you wouldn't have made it. You lost an arm, but you know, what can you do?
Yeah.
Tressa came through pretty much unharmed. You're probably very red, but otherwise, you made it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Excellent, guys. I'm gonna kill the broadcast. That was fun.